Hey guys, what is up? It is Bibs7 here again, and welcome to another RuneScape 3 vlog here today. I'm going to be talking about a bunch of the things they were talking about at Runefest in this one. So, the Runefest event was today. Obviously, I'm not there. I don't really have the time or the money to go to London, and I'm not sure if I would, even if I did. But still, it's cool to watch the stream and just to see all the things that they're announcing and getting hyped for, and it's pretty exciting, all the stuff in the future, although obviously historically it hasn't been the most reliable source of getting future updates, let's just put it that way. But I'm just going to be doing some rune spin in this video. As you guys saw in my video earlier, I got 99 attack, so I've only got 2 99s to go, the main one being rune crafting, so I just am going to be working on that pretty much solely for the next couple, probably the next week or so. I mean, it depends how long it takes me. I'm not really 100% sure of the exact XP rates and everything, but once I do get 90, I will be going to the soul runes. But also, I do have the ability to do some quests, maybe to get some experience. I have about 2 million XP if I do a couple of quests that I could put into rune crafting, but I think I'm like a little over 3 mil off of 90 anyways, so I'm just going to be doing rune span at the moment. But anyways, there is a bunch of stuff that they talked about and also announced in this in the Runefest live stream so far. I might have to break this up into multiple videos because I mean, there was a lot of stuff, but I want to kind of talk about my opinions on everything, and you guys can let me know, what you think and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's pretty exciting, but we'll see how much of it actually comes out when it ends up being. So the first thing they brought up on their their reveal section was the Clue Scroll rework, and you all know I've been so excited for the Clue Scroll rework all year long because they announced at the beginning of the year that it was coming out in March. Here we are near the end of September and it still hasn't come out, and in the live stream they said it was coming this winter. So now who the fuck even knows when it's coming out? I was under the impression that it was going to be like next month, but it's not seeming that way based on what they said, so I don't really know. But they did show off a couple of the rewards that are going to be coming, including the second age armor. So we have third age, and now they're moving to a different set of armor called second age. So that's obviously going to be pretty rare, pretty expensive, and I'm looking forward to seeing that and potentially getting it if I get lucky enough. But they also showed the ice dye again. We already have seen that, so we knew that was coming. They have this new like weird override thing that's going to be going in the aura slot. That's like basically it sets your sword on fire or something. Oh, what is this? I don't even know how this rune sphere thing works, but I guess I'll siphon from it. Whatever. But anyways, yeah, this is going to be this weird flaming sword thing. I don't really know what the deal is with that. Master clues, obviously, really looking forward to those. They're also going to release Clue Scroll Collection, so I'm assuming that's going to be like the new boss collections where you get to see all the Clue Scroll items and how many of each you've received on your account, and that's going to be pretty awesome. I really wonder if there's going to be a title for getting every Clue Scroll reward, because nobody is going to have that, like, literally ever, I don't think, because if you have to get all the third age, like, what the fuck? I don't know. I'm really going to be interested to see if they just put that in just to like be jokesters because nobody's ever going to have it or something. So that'll be crazy. And then obviously they've talked about this in the past as well. You're going to be able to have multiple clue scrolls at a time. So that is going to be amazing. Probably one of the first things I'm going to do on this update is go to like God Wars Dungeon or like God Wars 1 and just do a trip and see how many clues I can get in a trip, and then like do them all at the end, or maybe I'll try and like rack up like 100 clues and then do them all at once. I'm interested to see how the master clues end up being introduced. Like, do you have to give one of each clue similar to old school, or do you have to get them as a drop from something like that? And I really hope they introduce clue scroll drops to a lot of the monsters that for some reason don't have them, like things like Rax, Telos, God Wars Dungeon 2 Generals. Things like these should definitely have clue scroll drops, and the fact that they don't is kind of lame. So I really hope that they make those bosses drop them as well, because I think they really should. And maybe that's where the master clues will end up coming from. I don't know, but we'll have to see. So that's pretty much everything they said on the clue scroll rework. Again, like obviously I'm really excited for it. Can't wait. Going to be making tons of videos on that when it does end up coming out, and it's going to be pretty awesome. They also briefly touched on this thing called Relics, which are basically going to be new offhand skilling items, which are pretty much like the Catalyst fragment already exists in the game from Sliske's Endgame. It's going to be similar to that, but with different like effects. They didn't go into too much detail on it, and they didn't really say how it's going to be introduced, so that was kind of like an iffy thing. I'm not sure if that is even coming out or like when, so don't really have too much to say on that. It seemed pretty cool. The designs looked really good, so they're going to be definitely be a cool looking item in the game when they do come out, so I'm looking forward to it. Furthermore, they talked about the next stupid BS festival they're going to be having in Lumbridge Crater, which is going to be some crazy beer festival in Lumbridge in November. Basically sounds like the beach again. I don't know. I'm not too big on these events, as you guys probably know, so I'm not too really going to talk about it too much, but they're keeping on with these events, so we'll see how this one is. They then showed the combat pet concepts again. I assume these are coming next month, but I honestly have no idea at this point. It's been like a while since those polls, so I think they really should be coming out soon, or like, I don't know, it seems kind of weird that it's taken so long, but either way, I think they made the kangaroo pet look like pretty bad based on the concept that they showed, because it has like, its hands are like fucking huge, and like compared to it just doesn't look good. I don't know. That's just my opinion, obviously, but that was the combat pets. They also talked about quests. Unfortunately, they did not announce Elemental Workshop 5. That's probably the quest I want the most in the game at this point, just because it's one of my favorite quest chains. But most people don't seem to like it, so it didn't get voted in. They're doing a pirate quest, which is going to be the finale for the pirate quest chain, I guess, like the final one. I don't know. I'm not super into the pirate quest chain. I never really liked it that much myself, but we'll see how it goes. It's called Pieces of Hate, like Pieces of Eight. Hilarious play on words, but yeah, not super excited about that, honestly, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. Depends on what like rewards there are, obviously, but I was never super into the pirate storyline myself, so not too interested in that one. And then they also talked about the Evil Dave quest, which I like super don't care about at all. I don't see why people are like so hype about Evil Dave and everything. Like, I mean, I don't know, whatever, honestly, about that as well. They didn't give too much details on it at all. They just like mentioned it, and people were like, woohoo. So that's that. And then they moved on to some skilling related stuff. They talked about deep sea fishing, which is basically going to be fishing trawler 2.0, it sounds like, where you're going to go out into the sea, and there's going to be different fishing hotspots that change every week, and each spot is going to be like have different effects and different combinations of effects. And it's, you know, going to be a way to, I guess, train fishing. I don't know if there's going to be new fish. They didn't really talk too much about the in-game aspects of it. They just talked about the concept, and you can do it with multiple people for better rewards. So that'll be kind of cool, I guess. I mean, nobody really does fishing trawlers, so this is going to have some pretty good rewards to get people to do it, but we'll see how it goes with it. It seems like it's in its really early stages, so this is definitely not going to be coming out soon, I don't think. Then they also talked about safe cracking, which is a new thieving thing, and it's going to be in the Thieves Guild. You can go there, and like I guess you get like an assignment maybe from one of the thieving guild masters or whatever. And you're going to be going to like across the world to like castles, treasuries, keeps, stuff like that, you know, like Artie Castle, you know, maybe some dungeons with treasure in it and stuff. And you go into the place, you like have to dodge like the security people, you have to loot the treasure, and then you return it to the guild to sell the goods. Sounds pretty cool. I've always liked like stealth type stuff, although not necessarily on RuneScape. I'm not sure how well that will go over, but still, I think it definitely sounds pretty cool. And they're going to be adding, sometimes you can get a legendary item, and that basically acts like a perk to thieving. Like you'll bring it back to the guild, and they'll put it on display, and it'll give you a passive thieving perk in either the safe cracking game or all across every thieving method. So that's going to be similar to like the prawn perk points in your aquarium for fishing, or Memorial to Guthix perks for divination. So that sounds pretty cool. I think those like global skilling perks are pretty cool, and they definitely are nice to have. So that'll probably be worth getting in terms of doing the mini game. Looking forward to that one coming out. And I guess they said it's going to be targeted anywhere from 65 to 95 thieving. And if you're already 99, I think you get like one free perk when it comes out or something. They said that, so that's pretty cool. They also talked about filling out Slayer to 120 with, it's pretty sparse at the moment in terms of monsters with the amount of XP you have to get there. And they talked about this new area that they're adding to start with this, and it's called the Lost Grove. And the area of the place is bigger than Prif, so it's more area of the map than Prif, which is pretty big. That kind of makes me worried that they're going to just have a lot of empty space with not much stuff in there, because based on what they said, there's not a ton of content from this place, like as far as what they've said so far when it's coming out, because it is actually coming out on Monday, if I understand correctly. And that is going to be pretty cool. It's basically like a dark, thick canopy over an ancient forest with like a massive oak tree at the center. It all sounds pretty cool lore-wise, so I think I'm definitely on board with that. And there's going to be like these tree monster type things that are coming out this week. With going to be 104, 106, and 108 Slayer, and that is what is going to be some of the new mobs for the moment. They are going to drop these new Cinderbane gloves, which are going to be tier 85 hybrid. Sounds pretty cool. And they're going to apply some sort of poison in combat. Not sure. They didn't go into detail on that too much. But with the Lost Grove, there's also going to be a new weekly D&D for farming and hunter. Going to be interested to see if that's like worth doing, what the rewards are, XP rates, and stuff like that. So we'll see on that. And then they also announced a new boss that's going to be in this area. They didn't really mention when it's going to be coming out, but it is going to be a part of the Lost Grove when it does come out. And I'm really excited for this to come out. Obviously, new bosses are always exciting to come out. It's called Soullock. It's going to be associated with the anima, like Telos and Virago, so that's pretty cool. When it comes out, it's going to be the toughest boss in the game, so that's going to be pretty sweet. I don't really know what people consider the toughest boss right now. I guess it depends. I mean, in my experience, it's Telos at this point. Even like AOD isn't really that hard, if you ask me. So that's going to be pretty sweet. I'm really looking forward to it. They did label it as a group boss, up to 7 people, and it's going to require teamwork, like raids, and you have to like do things to prevent him from gaining power, which sounds pretty cool. And you have to like target different sections of the boss, like as he reveals them or like as he gets stronger. So it all sounds pretty sweet. And it's going to be dropping the tier 92 dual wield range weapons. So that's going to complete the tier 92's set, because there's now dual wield and two-hand for all styles. So that's going to be pretty nice. And one thing they said that sounds like it's going to be, like, I'm really happy they're doing this, is there going to be a duo mode. So it's not going to be like you can duo it if you're insane or you want to waste a ton of supplies and not be worth it. So it sounds like it might actually be worth it to duo this boss if you actually can, can get someone to do it with you. So I'm definitely going to be trying that out. I'm really looking forward to that to come out. I don't know why, but in my notes that I wrote down, I wrote next month with a question mark. I don't know if they mentioned something that hinted on that, but I wouldn't rely on that too much at all. But still, it sounds pretty sweet. I'm really looking forward to it to come out. New bosses are always cool. I wonder what the prices of those weapons are going to settle down to be. Not too sure. They also talked about this weird new event they're doing next month called Dimension of the Damned. And it's a cooperative game mode, basically like a separate game mode from the main game. Sounds a lot like The Walking Dead / like Rust type deal, where you're based in Falador. There are zombies all around. You need to defend yourself and like survive, gather supplies, maybe like go on like an expedition to Port Sarim to get some supplies, but you might get attacked by zombies along the way. It all sounds pretty freaking cool. I'm definitely looking forward to at least giving it a try. I'll probably make some videos on that when it does end up happening. And then at the end, there's like a 2-hour like free-for-all, I guess. I'm not sure how the end part works, but you get like points for doing certain things, and the people with the top amount of points end up having the best like chance at being at winning those, because they probably have more stuff. And if you don't have a certain, like if you're not in the top 25 or something, or top 100 people, I don't know how many people it is, but you won't be able to get in. So it's going to be pretty cool. They also announced something that I'm really excited about. Group Iron Man is going to be coming out. They did announce that. It wasn't something they went into detail about too much, but I mean, there's not too much detail you really need. It's pretty straightforward. You're going to be able to make Iron Man accounts with other players in a group, and you'll be able to trade between just those other players in your group. So that's going to be pretty sweet. I'm definitely going to be making a group Iron Man account with my friend Alex, and I'll definitely make some progress videos on that. It's going to be pretty sweet. Definitely make for some good videos, and just expedite the progress on an Iron Man way faster than you can do solo. I think it's definitely going to be a cool mode added into the game. They also mentioned the bank rework being delayed even further because I don't know why. Like it's bigger than they thought and stuff. So, I mean, I don't really care too much about the bank rework. Like I've said in the past, I'm fine with the current bank. So whatever, really, they can take as long as they want. But obviously other people aren't in the same opinion of me, so yeah, whatever to me, honestly. Then there's also the mining and smithing rework, which is, they actually have apparently started dev work on it, which I wasn't expecting, but it's also obviously not coming for a while, which is, again, I don't really care too much, but whatever. And that was everything from the reveal stream section, I do believe. So that was pretty sweet. I was definitely hype about that. All this stuff sounds great. I'm really looking forward to mainly the new boss, Group Iron Man, and the clue rework, but everything else sounds cool as well. Let me know what you guys are most looking forward to in the comments. I'm probably going to make a second video once Runefest is fully over about the rest of the stuff, because I already have some stuff about some other notes that they just talked about on the combat section. So yeah, I will see you guys for that, and let me know what you're excited for in the comments. Peace.